Mario Kart. Whee! Woohoo! Oh yeah! Oh yeah, Luigi!
Now let's learn about how our brain takes individual elements and turns them into meaningful patterns using Gestalt principles.
What stands out to you?
I see a red shell on a white background.
That's because of the Gestalt principle of figure ground. It makes the object with more detail the figure and the one with less the background.
How many groups do you see here?
I see 1, 2, and 3 groups.
Great job, Luigi. That's because the Gestalt principle of proximity, where our brain groups together objects of closer distances. What do you see here? I see a triangle. Woo! That's because of the Gestalt principle closure, where your brain automatically fills in the gaps to display the simplest figure.
Draw the 2 lines that you see.
I see one right over here and one across here.
Cool. There's also that line and that line, but your brain chooses the simplest one it sees instead of the complex ones due to one of the Gestalt principles called continuity.
Mario, what do you see here?
I see a triangle overlapping a square.
That's because of the Gestalt principle of simplicity, causing you to see the 2 simpler objects instead of the one very oddly shaped polygon.
What shape do you see?
I see a triangle.
Yeah, that's due to the Gestalt principle of similarity, where your brain groups similar objects together. Here, your brain grouped the similar colors of the light blue dots from the dark blue dots into the shape of a triangle.
Wow! Oh no! Do I have enough time to escape the shell?
No, Toad, use your depth perception. It's about to hit you.
Oh shoot! I dodged it! Good thing I used my depth perception to know how far away the shell was. Woo! I see a coin. Here I go. No, your inattentional blindness made you not notice the very obvious banana peel because you were so focused on getting the coin.
Let's learn about depth perception cues that rely on the movement of both eyes. Binocular cues.
Whoa, why is this coin hopping back and forth?
The coin isn't hopping, that's your retinal disparity. Your left and right eyes show the object in 2 different places because of the distance between them both. When we open both eyes at a time, it sends both messages to the brain so we can see where the object actually is. When you only open one eye at a time, it looks like the object is hopping back and forth. That's why.
Whoa, what's happening to Luigi's eyes?
Luigi is just using his monocular cue of convergence, meaning as the coin approaches closer to his face, his eye muscles turn inward to help him focus on the object.
Oh.
Now let's learn about depth perception cues made from sensations from one eye that help us understand how objects are set up in our environment. Monocular cues.
Because of one of the monocular cues of height and plane, you can see behind me that Yoshi is closer to me than Toad, because Toad is closer to the horizon and higher up relative to Yoshi. Our brains are able to recognize that Yoshi is closer to us because of his greater distance from the horizon.
I know both of these coins are the exact same size, so why does this one look so much smaller?
That's because of your relative size.
Monocular cues.
Your brain knows that these two coins are the same size and expects them to be. That's why you are confused when they appear not to be.
Due to the monocular cue of light and shadow, we can see that the coin on the right is closer due to its brightness, while the coin on the left is further away because of it's in the shadows.
Due to the monocular cue of interposition, I can tell that this coin is in front of this coin because it's overlapping it.
Go anytime.
Due to the monocular cue texture gradient, you can tell that the ball in my hand is further away because it's blurry and it doesn't have as much detail. Whereas the other ball, you can tell it is in front because it has more detail and you can see the tiny circles on it.
See how these parallel lines of the roads are coming closer together as it's getting greater in distance? That's because one of our monocular cues called linear perspective that allows our brain to recognize when two parallel lines come together, that means the distance is increasing.
Whoa, that was fast. Why did Toad look so blurry?
Toad looked blurry because he was close to us going at a high speed, whereas Yoshi was going the same speed but looked like he wasn't moving at all because he was further away. This is due to motion parallax.
Now let's talk about perceptual constancy, which helps us see characteristics such as the size, shape, color, and brightness of an object as constant, even though they appear to be changing. Look at Yoshi driving away from us. He looks so tiny.
Even though Yoshi may look smaller, our brain's perceptual size constancy helps us to know that Yoshi's not shrinking, just getting further away from us.
Wow! This cushion is a square, but when I hold it at this angle, it looks like a trapezoid. My brain knows that the cushion actually isn't changing shape due to my perceptual shape constancy, which means even though the shape displayed on my retina is changing, my brain knows that the cushion actually isn't changing shape. What do you think of this coin, Luigi?
I think it's awesome. I'm happy and excited just looking at it.
That's because in our Mario Kart rules, coins get us more points. This is an example of a perceptual set where our culture influences our bias on an item.
Because of the background, you perceive the back object as being further away, and from experience, you have learned that if two objects appear the same size and one is behind the other, the object that is further away appears to be larger. In reality, these two bars are the same size. This is called the Ponzo illusion.
What's this?
That's an Ames room. The distorted shape of the room causes Mario and Luigi to look drastically different sizes due to the differing height and depth of the room.
Oh, what a cool illusion! I just thought Luigi got a super mushroom and became a giant.
Go.
Which of these lines do you think is longer?
This one looks longer.
Actually, they're both the same length. It's because of the molar-liar illusion that makes you think one line is longer than the other because of the outward-facing lines opposing to the inward-facing lines.
Now let's explore extrasensory perception, an ability some claim to have which involves sending and receiving information without using the normal senses.
Hey Toad, did you hear about Princess Peach and Daisy?
I know, right? It's... Mario, I just used my precognition to see future events And I have a feeling that Yoshi's gonna haunt you tonight.
Don't be silly, that won't happen.
Okay.
Because of my clairvoyance, I can sense a red shell coming up behind me without even turning back to look at it. I think I better run. Ooh, I could go for a nice piece of watermelon right now. My hands are full from all the homework I'm doing. I'll use my
Psychokinesis.
move the watermelon towards my mouth without even touching it.
Whenever.
Oh, wait. I can tell you have a big mushroom kind of head and blue eyes and blonde hair and like pink lips, but I can't put the pieces together. I can't tell who you are.
Whenever.
Oh my gosh, Toad, it's you! I can recognize you! I had a nightmare that I had prosopagnosia and I could see like all your facial features, but for some reason I couldn't recognize who you were! What shapes do you see here?
I see 2 triangles.
Good. That's because it's a subjective contour, which creates the illusion of triangle edges without changing the lighting or color on the edge.
This is my dog Sadie. I use top-down processing to guide my perception since I use my memories and previous knowledge to recognize her.
To analyze this sentence, I can use bottom-up processing, which means I take pieces of the whole and combine them to make the complete sentence. First, I can look at the letters, use them to create words, and then use them to make the complete sentence, which spells I am Toad.
So, Mario, what do you see in this picture?
I see a grumpy man with a turtleneck.
Is that all you see? Try turn it around.
No way! Now I see a happy man with a hat on.
That's because our eyes are able to recognize 2 pictures in a 2D photo because of the reversible figure.
Oh, you smell bad.
What? Are you sure? I showered like a week ago.
Yes, your sensory adaptation has been fooling you. You've smelled like that for so long, you don't even notice anymore.
Well, I should probably take care of that.
Whoa, how are those lights jumping across the screen?
No, silly, that's just the pi phenomenon. The illusion makes it appear that the lights are moving, when in reality they are stationary and just blinking in close intervals.
Oh my gosh, I've been walking for hours and miles in the dark. Where is the light at the end of the tunnel? Oh my gosh, there it is. I finally see some light. Oh, that light must be my absolute threshold for light because it's the smallest amount of stimulus energy reaching me that I can detect it about half the time. Oh, so that difference in me stepping back must be my just noticeable difference, or J and D, because it's just under my absolute threshold, so the amount of stimulus energy reaching me, I can't detect it. It's too little. Oh, I get it now. So when I was walking for hours back there in the darkness without any light, the amount of light reaching me must have been a subliminal stimulus because it was just under my absolute threshold, so I wasn't even consciously aware of any stimulus or the light even being there. All I saw was darkness.